I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for at least the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice.
We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is...
The judge has finally announced the terms for Lil Durk's bond release, which is great news for the rapper. The prosecution, however, intends to use several pages of new evidence against him. This will cause a delay in the trial, giving his legal team more time to finalize an agreement for his release on bond or house arrest until the trial begins. To fully understand the reason for his release, it's necessary to examine the new charges he is facing. Authorities revealed that federal agents believe Lil Durk was also involved in the attempted hit on Quando Rondo in 2021. The evidence files reportedly contain surveillance footage and witness testimony related to the attempt on Quando in Georgia. The files also quote a lyric by Lil Durk. "They're on my page like Slide for Von. I know they trolling me." Additionally, in a podcast he said, "For some reason, I just don't see them comments anymore." This suggests that the feds are using the release date of the song to correlate with the targeting of Quando Rondo. Furthermore, they are also trying to convince D to cooperate against Lil Durk. Nevertheless, D is currently trying to remove himself from the entire case.
And that's what Diddy did. He's basically saying all this evidence y'all got against Durk got nothing to do with me. Why you got me charged with Durk? And that doesn't mean he's going against Durk. That just means he wants his case severed. And I'm telling you, if it's severed, it helps Durk. Because one of the main connective tissue to this conspiracy is saying that Durk told Diddy to hire. Diddy's saying, I ain't get told to hire nobody, and I ain't hiring nobody. What are you talking about? Why would I hire someone? That's his thing.
However, new evidence has surfaced from an iMessage group chat. Lil Durk is now facing accusations from federal prosecutors that he ordered hits on O-Block members for not retaliating after King Von's death. Prosecutors plan to introduce testimony from a witness who claims Lil Durk issued these commands. The evidence files state, Lil Durk feuds with Maduke over his belief that O-Block members were not retaliating for King Von's passing. Whack 100 reacted to this situation, exposing the truth about the informants working against Lil Durk.
To life by basically saying he's guilty of for hire, and the only thing that, like, yes, some of these things look suspect. Why'd you go there? Why are these people going there? Why'd you send this message? But nothing. There's no message that they got that says where Durk says y'all that Quando yet. Nothing says that.
I'm not. You missing the point.
Okay.
They got a witness already cooperating on that. Been had one. We just ain't seen what they said. It's 3 years. One of the cooperating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So
that's co-conspirator too.
Yeah. I don't know. You don't need too much more than that. One of the is cooperating. Then in the paperwork, you got the conversation. They say they had it in and out. The other two was figuring out how.
During the court hearing, Lil Durk's lawyers formally applied for his release. Reports then surfaced about comments made by Lil Durk's father, which suggested that his son would be released on bond. This marks his third attempt, and his legal team presented an offer so substantial that the judge might not be able to reject it.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son at least the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's going to give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
Concurrently, the prosecutors made the decision to drop certain evidence against Lil Durk. News reports stated that during his court hearing, the prosecutors informed the judge that they were intentionally discarding evidence, but proceeded to read it aloud in court for everyone to hear. This included dropping the lyric where Lil Durk raps, "Told me they got an ATI, they got the location, go look on the news, see your son screaming, no."
Now the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Concurrently, the prosecutors made the decision to drop certain evidence against Lil Durk. News reports stated that during his court hearing, the prosecutors informed the judge that they were intentionally discarding evidence, but proceeded to read it aloud in court for everyone to hear. This included dropping the lyric where Lil Durk raps, "Told me they got an ATI, they got the location. Go look on the news. See your son screaming. No."
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Act. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized.
Lil Durk's lawyer gave an interview following the hearing, dismissing the charges as a joke, because he is confident that the federal authorities lack sufficient evidence against his client.
I'm gonna give you this. It's a back door, and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm gonna tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, "Is it open?" Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, "Was it open?" This is what he asked him. Was it open? This was the exact words. Was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right here.
You heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? Yeah. I got bankers that'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Durk before, who told on Vonnie.
But before the judge could finalize a decision, a troubling development occurred. The feds managed to get Vonnie to cooperate. Vonnie's file was updated, showing that he is no longer in the Bureau of Prisons custody, which suggests he has been released from jail and is likely under house arrest. Interestingly, Vonnie himself leaked that he was cooperating. He texted a close friend the details of his plea deal, and that friend made the information public. Vonnie's text read, "I'm trying to plea out to a 32, which is the base for my charge. The max is 43, which is life. I'd get -2 points for a plea, -1 point for an early plea, and -2 points for no background. So, I'll have 27 points, which is 5 to 7 years. I can't go to trial. I don't want them to do me like them other guys." When he mentions not wanting to get God, he is referring to another informant in the case, but we'll get back to that later. The more shocking detail is that Vonnie's father learned about his son's cooperation. Instead of being pleased that his son would be home sooner, he began to leak Vonnie's secrets. He claimed that Vonnie was responsible for King Von's death and that Lil Durk was aware of it.
Why would Durk want Von?
All right, man. Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't in no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table and I pass you up? Don't nobody want their chief spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting
Dude was
thing.
a slack. Dude was a. He was signing the boys. He was a. Von wasn't no slack.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that, which was interesting.
I mean, come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, "Hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney? He got a public defender."
Initially, it seems confusing why Lil Durk would want Vonnie gone, but police records indicate that they had an ongoing criminal case against each other. Just a few months after Vonnie passed, the case concluded with a private settlement, leading fans to speculate that Lil Durk made a deal to pin the crime on Vonnie and have the charges against himself dropped.
Oh, no, he ain't take my advice. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they playing. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
So, that's what you meant by trenches paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that? With the whole narrative about Vonnie snitching with the text messages, like that's.
Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
Cause that was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
That's just saying what he finna cop out to, and this, that, and and with me saying Vaughn, some people like, damn, what he gonna tell on some words online?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm free to know what the Vaughn name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Vaughn. You gonna tell it just like you orchestrated you orchestrated it.
Following this, a tweet went viral, which read, "With Vonnie's dad leaking that Lil Durk had Van dealt with. Makes me wonder why Lil Durk goes on IG Live when he's connected to a passing." He went live immediately after the deaths of King Von, Lil Pab, and FBG Duck, leading fans to believe Lil Durk uses Instagram Live as a real-time alibi. Despite this, Vonnie's father continued to share information. A tweet revealed that Vonnie's father, alleged Vania, orchestrated the deaths of both Lil Pav and King Von.
Really? Dude had a. What about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
Meaning Durk's entire case may crumble because of an unrelated incident. As soon as Ted was taken to the police station, he was in tears and asked to snitch.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
But the situation is made worse by the fact that Vonnie is not the only person cooperating. D's younger brother, Ted, also caused dismay among rappers, with many asking, "Please tell me this isn't real." This began with news that new body cam footage of Ted begging to cooperate against Lil Durk had changed the dynamic of the case. Lil Durk's lawyers filed paperwork requesting an extension on the deadline for their bond proposal. Ted becoming an informant is particularly alarming because he is D's younger brother, and D was reportedly Lil Durk's primary enforcer, meaning Ted likely has access to many secrets. The only reason he is involved in the case as an informant is because he was caught at a local store with a firearm in his pocket.
Oh, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me No, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
This means that Lil Durk's entire case could potentially collapse because of a completely unrelated incident. The moment Ted was taken into the police station, he reportedly broke down in tears and immediately asked to cooperate.
Durk in a hole for basically some BS, and right now we're gonna show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with a cell phone, and basically that's not true. They trying to keep him in a hole, do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but they trying to make a point because they saying that me and him is privileged and we got so many things going on. And
Ted was then placed in the holding cell, and an officer later came to speak with him about the information he wanted to share.
Yeah, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, yeah, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f***ing shit like that, because I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
Quando Rondo spoke similarly to Tim and said he wished it was handled differently.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever. Like that could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
Even though this situation looks bleak for Lil Durk, his release may still be possible as his lawyers are exhausting every option. A recent update states, Lil Durk has filed a motion to dismiss based on the vagueness of the second indictment. If it is not dismissed, he requests a bill of particulars. They are demanding to know the coded language used, the nature of the bounty, the date and time, the audience, and the specific circumstances. Lil Durk's lawyers are essentially challenging the prosecutors to provide proof that Lil Durk offered a bounty for Quando Rando. They want to know what reward he offered and the exact date he did so. Typically, this information would have already been provided in the case, but the prosecutors have withheld it, leading Lil Durk's legal team to suspect they lack sufficient evidence to prove the claim. Meanwhile, Lil Durk's time in jail has been eventful. He was placed in solitary confinement after an officer found a cell phone in his jail cell.
First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, the First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about. And that doesn't mean just because